This video is brought to you by Full Sail University. I've been a fan of rhythm games for basically my entire life, and one of my favorite entries in the rhythm game genre was actually two different games, Os Tatake Ouendan and Elite Beat Agents on the original Nintendo DS. Now if you're not familiar with those games, here's the premise of Ouendan. Numbered circles and sliders will pop up on the DS's bottom screen, and your goal is to tap them in time with Japanese pop and rock music as these larger circles close in on them from around them. Now it's a pretty straightforward game, but it's also super satisfying to play, especially in the later stages. Ouendan's one of those games where when you get really good at it, it is just the best feeling ever. I think part of why I love Ouendan so much is because it's one of the first games I ever imported from Japan back when I was about 15 years old. It's a game with a pretty fascinating history. See, back in 2005, no one had any illusion that Ouendan would ever come to America. The concept of Ouendan, or Japanese cheer squads, is so fundamentally Japanese and such a huge part of the game that it seemed like it wouldn't ever really work in America. Now luckily, Ines, the developer of both games, created a game called Elite Beat Agents, which was essentially a Western version of Ouendan with all new Western-friendly characters, songs, and stories, and it was a fantastic game. It actually improved on the original Ouendan in some ways by letting you skip song intros and stuff like that. So, how was a Japanese developer like Ines able to achieve a complete redesign of their game for a Western audience? The answer is actually pretty fascinating. Ines was co-founded by a man named Keiichi Yano, who was also the lead designer of Ouendan and Elite Beat Agents. Yano's thorough understanding of both Japanese and American culture comes from the fact that he's led a remarkably bicultural life. Yano was born in Tokyo but moved to America when he was 2 years old, where he stayed until graduating from USC with a degree in jazz studies. He then went on to found the studio in Tokyo with 3 other people and create Gitaru Man, which is one of the greatest rhythm games of all time. Now, Ouendan did eventually get a sequel, but unfortunately in the 7 years since that game came out, the franchise has gone completely silent. Ines has moved on to developing a series of karaoke games and expansions for Microsoft, and it seems like making niche, charismatic rhythm games is in their past. Luckily, as they always do, the die-hard fans of the rhythm game genre have stepped up and found a solution, which is make the game themselves. That game is called Osu, and it's a free, pretty open PC port of Ouendan that allows you to add any song you can think of. It's been around for years, but as it exists today, Osu in 2014 might be the most robust rhythm game ever made. Since the 2007 original release, they've added replays, a live spectator mode, super in-depth leaderboards, integrated song downloads, and a live chat room that's accessible at all times, not to mention alternative play modes that mimic Beatmania, Taiko, and more. It's kind of incredible, and the kind of thing that could only exist on the PC. Now, the vast majority of Osu players play with a mouse and keyboard, which is obviously a pretty different experience from the original touchscreen controls of Ouendan. However, we happen to have a Surface Pro lying around here in the office, and on a whim I decided to install Osu on it last week. It turns out that Osu on the Surface is kind of the best rhythm game ever made. Now, a quick disclaimer, it doesn't work 100% perfectly right out of the box. After noticing that it felt a little bit unresponsive, I went into the registry of the Surface at the behest of some Osu forum members and changed the touchscreen's latency and sample time to as low as possible, and after a reboot, it actually worked perfectly. As a result, I am basically in rhythm game heaven right now. The game is just phenomenally well put together and works especially well on a touchscreen. It's got all the song mods you'd expect from a Stepmania-like, but the ability to just open up the game and search and instantly have a MP3 and beat map of any song you've ever wanted is a complete dream come true. Now, it probably operates in a bit of a legal gray area, but frankly, it's kind of hard to care when the resulting game is so damn good. I've caught myself missing Ouendan and Elite Beat Agents a lot lately, and Osu on a touchscreen is scratching that itch perfectly. Instead of just sitting in a corner collecting dust, our office service is now turning into a dedicated Osu machine, and I couldn't be happier about it. Anyways, I want to hear from you guys about your relationship with rhythm games. Did any of you ever play Elite Beat Agents or Ouendan, or any of you current Osu players? Apparently Osu has like 4.5 million registered players, so apparently some of you play Osu. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as usual, I'll be down there hanging out and nerding out about niche rhythm game stuff. But until then, thanks for watching. Interested in creating your own video games? You should look into Full Sail University. Full Sail offers game degrees in coding, art, producing, and mobile game development. They also offer an online mobile gaming master's program, which is an advanced programming degree that teaches the unique skill set for the fast-growing mobile game market. Whether you're interested in traditional or mobile games, Full Sail has a program for you. Visit fullsail.edu/web3games to learn more.
Would you say that they're the most adorable terrorists you've ever seen?
They're up
like if
there.
you had to rate them.
Definitely top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5.
So we have the 2 terrorists, and their schoolgirl friend.
Yeah, friend, sort of.
Who just sort of accidentally stumbled upon
their terrorist
how
plot.
horrible they actually are.
Yeah.
Like, because there's that one endearing moment